competitor is running order number 7, and this is Emmy with her border collie Gollum, who's 10 years old. Now, Emmy's very experienced. She's been in this ring many times before. Gollum, again, a very experienced competitor, and is won both the Danish Heelwork Music and Danish Freestyle Championship. They're performing to Lord of the Rings. So, another different style of routine coming up.
It began with the forging of the great rings. 3 were given to the elves, 7 to the dwarf lords, and 9. 9 rings were gifted to the race of men, but they were all of them deceived. For another ring was made. 1 ring to rule them all.
Well, I think Gollum was really enjoying his time there in the ring, and as usual with Emmy, a nice professionally polished routine there to Lord of the Rings. And at 10 years old, Gollum showing that he's still very much up for working a routine, and that's, you can see the enjoyment in his eyes when he was working there, doing the various moves. And you might be thinking, well, you know, you've watched the film and so you need to know that in order to judge this, but that's not the case. I mean, I have to say I've never watched Lord of the Rings myself. I know, but it's like, what, as a judge, you just appreciate the music, and they're still telling a story. So whenever you're doing a movie theme track tune or whatever, you've got to portray that to the judges as if they've never seen the film. You can't assume that they've seen the film and they know what that means or this means or whatever, because you're doing it and you've seen the film. So you've always got to portray it as if you're showing it for the first time, and so that's where the musical interpretation comes in, and that's the handler should still be using that music and interpreting it. So to convey it to somebody who's not, in this case, seen the film. So our last dog was on 28.17, went into the lead, quite high score. And there we are, 23.73 for Gollum and Emmy from Denmark. Now, not that many dogs to go now. So our next competitor is all the way from the USA, and it's actually their first ever freestyle Heelwork music competition. I mean, that is scary just to come here, never having competed before. This is a 2-year-old border collie called Tempo with his handler Macy. They're going to perform to Giddy Up Cotton Eye Joe. So now I see why the handler is dressed as she is. She's all set for a bit of country showdown. Here we go.
I left my heart out of water in a hole somewhere in small town Ohio. Headed out west to Arizona, cause the East Coast weather's cool, cool, cool. Easy come, easy go. I got a fast car with the 90s on, not a soul on the road, but the road is home. Miles for miles, all up on my face. Where, shit, cause we ain't got time to waste. Up and you get it up, get it up, up and you get it up. Drunk in the city, got a lady in the cup, up and you get it up. When you get stuck, gotta get a little love, some up and you get it up. Trying to make it happen cause it feels so good. Singing in the mirror like it's Hollywood. Life is getting shorter, gotta drink it up. Time to shine like I know you should. Slide to the left, then slide to the right. Jump in the air to your 10 feet high. Come on, make it join. Miles for miles, all up on my bed. Where, shit, cause we ain't got time to waste. Up and you get it up, get it up, up and you get it up. Drunk in the city, got a lady in the cup, up and you get it up. When you get stuck, gotta get a little love, some up and you get it up.
Well, what a high-energy performance that was. Gosh, it was exhausting just watching it. The energy that dog had is amazing. 2 years old, and again, you can see the choice of the music suited the dog, and talk about quick and fast. And so it needed that faster music. And it's difficult with a fast dog like that sometimes to get the control and get the dog listening, because it gets in wound up and going mad. So the judges will be analysing whether everything was done accuracy. When the dog was going into the rolls, did it cleanly go down and do the rollover? Things like that the judges will be taking into consideration in the accuracy. Did the dog do the move nice and cleanly, and when the handler obviously asked for? And those weaves, when Macy walked, well, was skipping backwards, and that dog going through those legs at 100 miles an hour, I'm afraid I probably would have been falling over if that was me, because I wouldn't have been able to go that quick backwards. So such a high energy routine from that team. And considering that's that first time potentially, look at that dog go. How did she not fall over? That was amazing. But the energy there is just great to see the dog enjoying itself. Come a long way, all the way from the USA. So here we go, 21.13. So the judges not quite, the audience not quite sure about that, but there will be reasons why the scores will be at that level.
Okay, hello Irene, and welcome back. Welcome back to Crufts. So the question I'm going to ask, and I think this might be quite pertinent, is what makes a great routine? What are you looking for, and what do you mark down? What do you mark up?
Basically, we're looking for the team to work together. I want a confident dog who is doing what the person says, but they have to be safe moves. I want to see the dog working willingly, but I want the dog to be safe, accurate. That is the overriding thing which we're looking for.
Okay, and how much does we've seen some fantastic routines,
Absolutely.
Obviously, and so creativity, how much does that, are they all equal scores, the accuracy, the creativity and the content, or are you looking for more of one than the other?
No, they're equal between the content and how they use the ring and what actual moves have gone in, and again, whether they're safe or not. The accuracy, so when they ask for a move, does the dog do it immediately, or does it have to keep looking back? Or, did you really mean me to do that? Am I doing this right? I want a confident partnership. And then the musicality, how they have put the routine together, and does it fit with the music? Do you see the accents, etc.?
Brilliant. Thank you so much, but it's great to hear that the welfare of the dog is at the centre. So thank you very much, and on to our next competitor.
So a great explanation there by Irene, as we move on to our 9th competitor, who is the only non-border collie in all the championships this year. And this is Trip Hazard with Lucy Heath, who won the UK final yesterday. So they are hot off the press. Now this dog is going to get a massive cheer when he finishes, I think. They perform to Arabian Medley, Friends Like Me from Disney, and a little Trip here. We do wish him well.
Oh, I come from a land, from a faraway place, where the caravan camels roam. Where it's flat and immense and the heat is intense. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home. When the wind's from the east and the sun's from the west and the sand in the glass is right, come on down, stop on by, hop a carpet and fly to another Arabian night. Arabian nights, like Arabian days, more often than not, are hotter than hot in a lot of good ways. Arabian nights, the
like such a beat-up, worthless piece of junk. Hey, I think there's something written here, but it's hard to make out.
Why? 10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
Here I go. Woo! Back up. Uh-oh. Watch out. You done wound me up. Got to show you what I'm working with. Well, Alibaba, he had them 40 thieves. Shahrazad, he had 1,000 tales. But master, you're in luck, because up your sleeves, you got a brand of magic never fails. You got some power in your corner now, heavy ammunition in your camp. You got some punch, pizzazz, and how all you gotta do is rub that lamp, and then I'll say, Mr. Man, what's your name? Whatever, what will your pleasure be? Let me take your order, I'll jot it down. You ain't never had a friend like me. Life is your restaurant, and I'm your maitre d'. Come whisper to me whatever it is you want. You ain't never had a friend like me. We pride ourselves on service. You the boss, the king, the shop. Say what you wish, it's yours to dish. How about a little more baklava? Have some of column A, try all of column B. I'm in the mood to help you, dude. You ain't never had a friend like me. Oh, this the big part. Watch out. This the big part. Oh, can your friends do this? Can your friends do that? Can your friends pull this? How do they never have? Can your friends go? I'm the king of the land. I can sing, rap, dance if you give me a chance. Oh, don't sit there buggy-eyed. I'm here to answer all your midday prayers. You got me bona fide, certified. Got a genie for your charge affairs. I got a powerful urge to help you out. So what you wish? I really want to know. You got a list that's 3 miles long, no doubt. All you gotta do is rub like so. Mr. Aladdin, yes, 1 wish or 2 or 3. Well, I'm on the job, you big nabob. You ain't never had a friend, never had a friend. You ain't never had a friend, never had a friend. You ain't never had a friend like. You ain't never had a friend like me.
Yes. Little Trip nailing it there, didn't he? Fabulous. Wishing him I was to get to the end there. Go. Fantastic little dog that. I mean, he's just done that routine the 3rd time in 24 hours because he won the competition, then he did this spotlight performance in the afternoon, and it's all very well having these high drive border collies, but I can tell you from experience, having a small dog like that, keeping that energy level, and it's all reflective on the training that Lucy's done with this dog, getting him at 10 years old to still have this energy, still have this attention. He nailed most of the moves there. Immediately he was asked for some difficult moves, putting his back leg up at a distance, and when the audience started to clap as well, that's extra distraction for the dog, and he still paid attention. Obviously, if you've seen Lucy before on Britain's Got Talent, then Little Trip here, he is used to all that noise, and it wouldn't have fazed him at all. Some nice interpretation of the music, and I think this is going to do very well with the judges. A little flying carpet there, and it did fly today, which was great. So I think this is it's going to be quite a tight competition today, and we've still got some very good competitors coming up. So it's amazing. So here we go. We're looking for 9s now. This is what we want. We want high marks. Will we see very high marks? Look at this. 9.9, 9.8, 9.7 from musical interpretation. 28.83. Wow. So close. So into 1st place. So that's what you want. You want these 9s. But, you know, that 10 is the maximum you can get, so that is very, very good scores. But now we have a competitor from the Czech Republic who is very experienced. This is Alena with Foxy, performing to Little Red Riding Hood. Foxy is a European champion in Heelwork music and a world champion in freestyle. Now, Lena is a very accomplished handler. She's been here many times with different dogs, always produces a polished performance.
Who's that I see walking in these woods? Why, it's Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, Little Red Riding Hood, through a forest deep, with a heart so brave, where shadows creep. No wolf in sight, but ghosts so bound, lost souls in the woods all around, and the spirits too. Through the whispering trees, on a path untold, with the sun's warm rays turning leaves to gold, but the air grew cold, and the sky turned gray, as shadows of the past began to play. Oh, Little Red Riding Hood, through the forest deep, with a heart so brave, where shadows creep. No wolf in sight, but ghosts so bound, lost souls in the woods all around. Whispers in the wind, ghostly forms appear, faces from the past, their cries she feared. Poltergeist stirred, and specters danced in the haunted woods. She found herself entranced. Oh, Little Red Riding Hood, through the forest deep, with a heart so brave, where shadows creep. No wolf in sight, but ghosts so bound, lost souls in the woods all around. Through the haunted gloom, she faced her fright, guided by her love for her grandmother's light. At the cottage door, the spirits bade farewell, as dawn broke through, dispelling their spell. Ancient spirits called with tales of woe, of how they met their end in that forest long ago. They reached out with icy hands, seeking to be free, but Red kept her course with the spirit of bravery. Oh, Little Red Riding Hood, through the forest deep, with a heart so brave, where shadows creep. No wolf in sight, but ghosts so bound, lost souls in the woods all around. Little Red Riding Hood, you sure are looking good. You're everything a big bad wolf would want.
Well done, as I expected. a very well put together and very well taught dog there in this routine. Alena's dogs, they're always very on the button. They know what they're doing. They respond to their cues. Superb little ending there. And it's something that we often see is the handler introducing some sound effects into their music, and there with the glugging of the dog on its back with that wine bottle. And something like that, you know, the dog on its back with that wine bottle, it had to hold it there for quite a number of seconds. And that will have been built up over time, the dog being able to stay there. But in this environment, it shows the confidence of the dog, and the dog will have had to have been desensitized to sort of movement around, the handler moving away, and that is actually quite difficult to keep the dog there in that position and then be able to move away from it and it not sort of suddenly roll up and go, "Where have you gone, Mum?" Yep. So, you know, a very professional and polished performance. And if you're watching this at home and you're thinking you'd quite like to have a go, then why not have a look up on the Kennel Club website at Heelwork Music, where you'll find a lot of tips and tricks about how to get started, but also you'll be able to search for where there are shows around the country, and you might be able to actually go to a show, have a look, and you never know, you might be bitten by the freestyle bug. So here we go, 28.80. Gosh, this is so tight. When you look, Trip was just in on 28.83, and now we've got 28.80. So close there, but as I said, a polished performance from Alena, which I expected. But we've got two dogs to go, both with very experienced handlers, and both going to present a very different performance, I feel. And so our next handler is from Belgium, and it's Jules O'Dwyer, who's been here many times before with her red and white border collies. This one is called Ditto, and they last year were catching mice, I think, and actually Jules had a broken foot. She still performed with a broken foot in the ring. This year, luckily, she's not got a boot on her foot with a broken foot. They're going to be performing a story, and it's to the robot delivery dog.
Working for a living, working for a living, working for a living, living and I'm working. I'm taking what they're giving 'cause I'm working for a living.
Well, a very different style of routine there with their robot dog delivery. So delivering a robot dog that we saw with the pretend little remote control there as the dog was doing the moves. And so what Jules was doing was using the remote control and the dog was doing different moves, and that was her way of getting the content, getting the moves in there. Then obviously basically throwing away that remote control. So again, a very different style of routine, and it's one of the hardest things when you're judging in that you can have such a variety of these, but the judges have still got their criteria. They will be looking at them and they will say, how does that match against the criteria that they've got under each of the 3 headings? So it's definitely an exciting competition this year. We've still got one more team to go, and a very high scoring up the with the 28s and the 27. So they've really got to pull out all the stops and give their best performance today. So, we're just waiting for the scores for Jules and Ditto from Belgium. And here we go, 24.23 into 8th place.
Now, let's have a chat with our judges. Kate, it's over to you.
Thank you, John, and welcome, Christina, again. Just a quick question. We've seen a lot of the acts, or routines, I should say, rather than acts, have props, and some don't. Is that purely the choice of the handler, and does it make any difference to the score?
So it is indeed the choice of the handler and also the size of their car to try and get them around the country, or around the world in this case. The props need to be an integral part of the routine. So they need to be used several times, they need to be safe, they need to be part of what's going on rather than just a random add-on.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much. And back to you, John, for our last competitor.
So our last competitor is all the way from Israel, and they are a very talented and experienced team. This is Ronnie with her lovely border collie, Rhythm is his name. They've appeared on America's Got Talent, so they're well used to this sort of atmosphere. This is going to be another probably very emotional dance type routine, and it's going to be a great way to finish off this exciting international freestyle final.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
go. I said it was going to be fast, and it certainly was. And you can see if you've got a dance background, you've got a fast, responsive collie, that's the sort of thing you can do. Now, it looks amazing when they're fast, but then it always brings that risk because the dog's going so fast, especially on this AstroTurf, and sometimes they might slip, sometimes they might take off, or they might land not quite right, and the judges, as Irene was saying earlier, it's so important that the health and safety of the dog is there. But you can't deny that Rhythm was enjoying himself out there. I mean, fast and furious. And, you know, look at him go there. It's like exhausting just watching him, isn't it? So it's going to be interesting to see how the judges score this. But some nice touches there, and it's very hard with a fast dog like this to get that control, which Ronnie does so well. She can go from fast with this dog into slow, into holding something, and that is quite hard because obviously a highly motivated dog like this, it wants to keep going, loves the drivey moves. So getting that control from a dog like this is when it can be quite hard. Get that control like there, as you saw the dog jump, land, stood, stopped, and then held it. So only 3.5 years old, that dog, and really a very talented team. So our top dog at the moment is on 28.83. That's Lucy with Little Trip Hazard, the only non-collie in this competition. So will he be beaten? Here we go, 22.87 for Ronnie and Rhythm. So a bit of a difference there in some interpretation from the judges in the different marks, but it all gets averaged out. So our winner is the one and only Lucy Tripp Heath with Trip Hazard. Look at that on 28.83. And I have to say, I'm very pleased because we actually live fairly close together in the same town. So I know Lucy and Trip very well. So I'm so pleased for her. She's actually done the clean sweep this year, as in she won the Heelwork Music final on Thursday with Foxy. She then won yesterday with Little Trip. And now she's won the international. You cannot do any better than win all three in the same year. It is an amazing accomplishment for a handler to get all her dogs. She's not only sort of worked Trip and Foxy, but there was also Strike as well. And she's got several other dogs. If you watched Britain's Got Talent, then you would have seen her with some of her other dogs that she has in her team.
Well, we are delighted to welcome back all of our international freestyle handlers and their dogs into the arena. Give them all a big round of applause. It was a fantastic competition. Before we present your top three, we would like to say a huge thank you to our judges. Please, can we ask our three judges to step forward into the arena, please? If you'd like to step forward, because we're going to present to our three judges. They've been with us for the last 3 days. They've been overseeing our Heelwork to Music competition. A huge, huge thank you to Christina, to Irene, and to Monica, our three judges. Please give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. As we welcome Hector Heathcote, Kennel Club board member, and Jasmine Roberts, the sales manager at James Wellbeloved, to present to our judges first of all. Thank you very much indeed. Okay. Just before we present to our top three, there is one extra special presentation we would like to do. She doesn't know anything about it, ladies and gentlemen, but there is a lady who has been instrumental in Heelwork to Music at Crufts. for 20 years. This is her last year. She is retiring. She is the incredible Gina Pink, ladies and gentlemen. Please give Gina a huge round of applause. She has worked so hard over the last 20 years to promote Heelwork to Music, to organise the competition. Heats take place all year round. She's also competed at the same time. She's been an advocate for Heelwork to Music around the world. She's brought the very best talent to Crufts. Ladies and gentlemen, after 20 years, we say thank you to the amazing Gina Pink. And now for your top three. The winner of the Crufts International Freestyle Heelwork to Music 2025, representing the United Kingdom, Trip Hazard and Lucy Heath. And she has done the treble, ladies and gentlemen. She has won all three competitions this year. The Heelwork to Music, the Freestyle and the International. What a weekend it has been. Ladies and gentlemen, your runner-up in second place. Please give a big round of applause. With Foxy, representing the Czech Republic, it is Alena Smolnikova. And in third place, with Yoko, representing Switzerland, Laetitia Gonon. A huge thank you to all of our other international handlers. It's been a fantastic competition. The standard has been so high. We would now like to invite you all for a lap of honour. Give them a big cheer, everybody.
Well, what an amazing competition this has been, and the top three there, very well deserved, each providing a very different routine to the other, but all showing the amazing fun and creativity that this sport allows. Little Trip Hazard there running around. Now he's got to do another spotlight performance later on. Hopefully he'll have a nice sleep now before he has to do it one last time. If you are coming to the show tomorrow, don't worry, there is some more Heelwork to Music around the show. You'll be able to see demonstrations in the various halls, so if you do come along, do go and watch those.
Okay, wasn't that incredible? I think after all that action, we need a short break, ladies and gentlemen. There will now be a very short interval here in the main arena. We'll be back at just before 1:30